And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. And they said, well, we'll let you ride a Harley. And I'm like, I can ride a Harley? They said, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm in there.
Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine. A character that, I enjoyed looking back in hindsight. That was actually the first time I had seen you because, being younger, I only discovered the WWF a little bit later on, like around, say, 94 or so. So when I saw you as Kama, that was my first actual exposure. With that said, they say your character was modeled a bit after a UFC fighter. And you happen to be from the actual fight capital of the world, Las Vegas. Was that always the idea that it be modeled after a fighter in the UFC? Were you a fan?
They called me and said there's a fighter named Chemo, and he's got tattoos, and Vince wants to do a kind of a thing off of what he's doing, and he thinks you'd be the perfect guy to do it. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. And they said, well, we'll let you ride a Harley. And I'm like, I can ride a Harley? They said, yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm in then. Okay. And probably most people don't remember Kama on a Harley because back then Vince didn't own Harleys like he did when he bought into Titan and bought all those guys and take everybody had their own motorcycles. They didn't. So we would show up to a building and they'd have a Sportster or a piece of crap looking Harley. So they just dropped the idea. As soon as they dropped the idea, I was ready to go again. I'm like, I ain't having fun no more.
Nope.
And then they said, well, okay, we'll put him with Taker. Maybe that'll keep him around a little longer. So they put me with Taker for a program. And then as soon as I was done with Taker, I'd be like, I want out of here now. I'm done with this now. That's not fun. But that's how it was with me.